Hey everyone! Today we're going to talk about the movie SCUM from 1979. This film shows us what life is like in a Borstal, which is a type of prison for young people in England. Let's break it down step by step. The movie starts with a new boy named Carlin arriving at the Borstal. He's brought in by two officers who tell him the rules. Carlin looks tough but doesn't say much. As Carlin enters the Borstal, we see it's a big, old building with lots of other boys inside. The place looks strict and not very friendly. Carlin is taken to a room where he has to change into the Borstal uniform. Next, we see Carlin in the main area with other boys. Some older boys start to pick on him. They push him around and take his things. The guards don't do much to stop this. Carlin tries to keep to himself at first. He watches how things work in the Borstal. We see that some older boys are in charge, and even some of the staff let them do what they want. The film then shows us the daily life in the Borstal. The boys have to wake up early, clean their rooms, and do lots of work. They have classes too, but it's clear that learning isn't the main focus here. We start to see that Carlin is planning something. He watches the tough boys carefully and starts to make some friends. The movie also shows us other boys in the Borstal. There's a younger boy named Angel who has a hard time fitting in. We see him struggling with the tough environment. Another important character is Archer. He's different from the other boys because he doesn't follow the rules, but in a peaceful way. He talks a lot about why he thinks the Borstal system is wrong. As time goes on, Carlin starts to stand up for himself. He fights back against the boys who were picking on him. This makes the other boys start to respect him. The staff in the Borstal are shown too. Some of them are cruel to the boys, while others try to help but don't have much power to change things. We see scenes of the boys doing different activities. They play football, work in the workshop, and eat in the canteen. But even during these times, there's always tension. Carlin keeps getting stronger and more respected. He starts to challenge the current top boy in the Borstal. This leads to some fights and confrontations. The film also shows how some boys try to escape. We see them planning and making attempts, but it's very difficult and dangerous. Throughout the movie, we see how the tough environment affects all the boys. Some become more violent, some give up hope, and some, like Archer, try to resist in their own ways. There are scenes that show how the boys are punished. They can be put in solitary confinement, which is a small room all alone. This looks very hard to deal with. As the movie goes on, tensions in the Borstal keep rising. The boys are unhappy with how they're treated, and the staff struggle to keep control. Carlin becomes the new daddy, or leader of the boys. This means he has power, but it also means he has to deal with more problems. The film shows us how Visitors' Day works in the Borstal. Some boys are happy to see their families, but for others, it's a difficult time. Near the end of the movie, things in the Borstal start to get really tense. The boys are angry about how they're treated, and the staff are having trouble keeping things under control. The movie ends with a big event that changes everything in the Borstal. It makes us think about whether places like this really help young people or just make things worse. That's the basic story of SCUM. It's a tough movie that shows the problems with the Borstal system. It made a lot of people think differently about how young offenders should be treated. Remember, this movie is quite old now, but many of the issues it talks about are still important today. It's a film that tries to show the truth about a difficult subject, and that's why many people still talk about it.